Hello, this short video will show you how to install and how to use the OpenBaton command line interface. If you want to follow the video, you need to have the OpenBaton NFVO and the VNFM running, and you need to install Python and pip. So let's start and install the OpenBaton CLI. If it is not already installed, you can do so using pip install OpenBaton-CLI. And that's basically it. Make sure that the directory to which pip installs the Python packages is part of your path environment variable. In this case, now you're able to use the OpenBaton command. But before actually working with it, let's have a quick look at the dashboard first. As you can see, we are now logged in as admin user, and there are two projects, project 1 and project 2, and we are currently working on project 1. If we now want to switch from using the dashboard to using the CLI, we have to provide some information to it. For example, which project it shall use and the user credentials. And the most convenient way for doing this is using the RC file, which you can download directly from the dashboard. Let's have a look into it. You can see it contains some information, for example the IP of the host on which the NFVO is running, the project ID which was used when downloading the RC file, the username, things like this. And we can now source this file enter the username, the user's password, and now all the information is available to the OpenBaton command via environment variables. Okay, so the first command I want to show you is the command for listing Vim instances. For this you use OpenBaton vim list. That's it, and it will give you a table. This one showing that there are currently no Vim instances onboarded on this project of the NFVO, and we can change this by uploading a Vim. I prepared a file containing such a Vim instance, and we can upload it by typing OpenBaton vim create and the file name. This will output some information about the Vim, and if we list now the Vim instances onboarded, we see that there is one, the one we just uploaded. If you want to see this detailed information again, you can do so by typing OpenBaton vim show and the ID of the Vim instance. Okay, the next step is typically to onboard a network service descriptor. I prepared a file for this too, containing the network service descriptor, and we can upload it with OpenBaton nsd create and the file name. Here we are. Let's list all the network service descriptors which are available. Similar command to listing Vim instances. And we see that there's the one we just uploaded. From this network service descriptor, we now want to launch a network service, which we can do by creating a new network service record from this network service descriptor. Let's see if we have any network service records onboarded right now. No, there are none. So let's create a new one. OpenBaton nsr create and the ID of the network service descriptor from which the NSR shall be created. Here we are. Let's list all the network service records again, and we see that there's a new one, the one we just created. It's in state null, but this should change, and eventually the network service record will become active. So this seems to work. You probably noticed that all the commands have a similar pattern. So all the commands start with open Baton, followed by the type of component on which you are operating, for Vim or NSR or NSD, and then followed by the action you want to apply. There are mainly 4 actions, which are create, list, show, and delete. Delete was not used yet, but we can do so now. Let's delete the network service record we started just now. So open Baton, NSR, delete, and now we need to specify which one, so we pass also the ID of the network service record. And listing network service records shows that it was removed successfully. Another thing I want to show you is how you can switch between projects. So typically you have multiple projects on the NFVO. Here we saw at the beginning that we have 2, and we were always working on project 1 because it was in our RC file specified. And let's say we want to switch projects, and for this, when using the CLI, you don't want to always source the RC file again or change the environment variable, so you can just pass the project ID instead to the open Baton command. So let's see which projects are available currently. 2. We were working on project 1. Now we want to, let's say, upload the Vim instance also to project 2. For this we type in open Baton -pid for project ID, and then the usual command, vim create, and the file name containing the Vim description. Here we are. If we now list the Vims in this project, we see that there's the one we just uploaded. Also on the dashboard we can check switching the project, and here it is. Yeah, that's basically it for this video. We hope it was somewhat helpful to you maybe, and there are more things you can do with the CLI. You can work on other types of entities other than just Vim, NSR, and NSD. If you want to learn more about it, please visit the Open Baton documentation.